I'm back! Bitch, I'm just as surprised as you are, but I've been feeling real inspired lately, so just enjoy. I am still cosplaying as a broad abroad, living my best Portuguese life. And I have said this before, but I don't know when we started to conflate sensuality with sex, because I have never felt more tethered to my senses than in the midst of my grief. I have never cried harder, laughed louder, danced more passionately, and put hands to my skin in the moments when I feel like I'm crumbling than in the last few months. And even more so because I've decided to take an indefinite social media hiatus to deprogram some of the think pieces and opinions and thoughts that have been marinating in my mind as a result of being chronically online. So I did some number crunching, and the current life expectancy in Canada, regardless of gender, is 81.3 years. I am full speed, steam ahead en route to 31. So 81.3 minus 31 is 50.3 years. There are 8,760 hours in a year, so if I multiply that by 50.3, you get 440,628 hours of doom scrolling, of being severed from your mindfulness and intuition and intentionality, and that's exactly how capitalism wins. It strives to strip you of all of your energy so that you do not have time to invest in the things that bring you pleasure and joy, so you don't have enough capacity to mobilize, to resist, to seek out community, and to ultimately come back home to your sensual self. It profits off of our dissociation, off of our overstimulation, and our exhaustion. So I wanted to provide you with 4 tips today so that you can come back home to your sensual vessel and feel at one with yourself and the world around you. The fact of the matter is, we do not value our meat suits enough. The most amount of time you're going to spend naked is either when you're at the morgue or when you're in the shower or the bath, at whichever time of the day you decide to take one. When we strip ourselves back down to our barest form, we are granting ourselves the opportunity to strengthen our sense of self, increase confidence, and get comfortable with our bodily imperfections and insecurities. I know I'm gonna sound woo-woo when I say this, and that's fine, but the more we learn about clothing production, the more we are coming to understand that a lot of the things we sport are made with synthetic fibers and endocrine disrupting properties. So allowing yourself to be naked as well frees yourself of that. It allows your genitals and other parts of your body to flap in the breeze, care and chemical free. And if there's one thing about me, it's that I care what I have on my body. So that is a win-win for me, absolutely. In attempts to reconnect back to my sensual self, a practice I've readopted after abandoning is something I like to call sensual showers. It is the habit of thanking my body for what it does for me as opposed to how it looks by incorporating the 5 senses into my shower routine, especially after a long, hard week at work. So instead of using the fluorescent lighting in the bathroom that allows me to critique and overanalyze my so-called imperfections, I will light a candle instead. So that types into sight and smell. I'll typically choose something fruity or floral, something a little bit spicy, but there are so many to choose from, so the choice is yours. And I also think that the flickering of the candlelight makes the shower a little bit more romantic. Following that up is sound. This is really dependent on the type of week I have. Sometimes I just want to shower in complete silence and unpack my brain from being overstimulated all week and feeling like I had to be on and just listen to the water escaping the faucet. And other times I will put on my favorite playlist, which is someone's coming over to have sex and I wanted to set the mood, or just some light romantic jazz, just to really romance myself and make the experience that much more intimate. For touch, I like to just focus on the water droplets traveling down my skin into the drain, or I will use something a little bit more coarse like an African net sponge or a dry brush, just so I can really connect with my body and caress my own skin. If you really want to double up on smell, you can choose a specific body wash or scrub or soap that you really, really love the smell of, and then make sure that you are extending that touch practice outside when you are lathering up your body in your favorite lotions and body oils and butter, because that can be sensual as well. And sometimes taste is as simple as a sweet satisfaction of knowing that you took a little bit extra time and attentiveness to pamper yourself through a task that is typically seen as monotonous or is rushed through because you're eager to get out of your work clothes, into your pajamas, and into your bed. If you really want to have that ooh la la sensation, you could pop in a little piece of chocolate or fruit and just slowly allow it to melt in and around your mouth during the duration of your shower. So I guess it's true that sometimes all the necessities we need are bare. There are truly few things more sensual to me than prancing around your humble abode or your dwelling and allowing the draft within that space to dance along your skin. I believe that inherently there is nothing wrong with our bodies. It's just that society and the people within it that have been conditioned to believe otherwise think that there is. Practice mindfulness and being present. And in addition to that, force the world around you to be your playlist for the day. When was the last time you consumed a meal outside without the presence of music, podcast, a show, or any other stimuli that's not the cuisine you're consuming? Focus on the texture of the food, the crunch, the sauciness, the flavor profiles mixing and melting in your mouth, even your salivary glands if you want. Is it savory or is it sweet? When we get inquisitive or curious about our own experiences and circumstance, it can help cultivate a stronger intrapersonal relationship, and once again allows you to tap into your senses that you might otherwise ignore because you are rushing through life and just trying to get things done. Oh, and how could I forget to mention that when we slow down during meals, it causes them to be more intuitive and allows us to be able to recognize our hunger cues and, can prevent choking hazards. Bouncing off of getting curious about ourselves, journaling has been instrumental in my quest to awaken sensually. It offers up a safe, tactile place for exploration and self-reflection and allows me to document my innermost thoughts, feelings, opinions, emotions, frustrations, and notions, judgment-free. It can provide so much clarity, reduced rumination, and organization of the values of what's truly important to you so that you can get out of your mind and back into your sensual vessel. So the next time you want to dive a little deeper, redefine sensuality for yourself. Ask yourself what that word truly means. Create a comprehensive list of every entity that makes you feel more aligned and in tune with your body. Jot down as many items as you can from each scent that excites you, or scribble in a little low-effort list of ways that you can invite more sensuality into your day-to-day, especially when it's super busy and feels like it's moving a mile a minute. In a world that feels overwhelming and fast-paced at times, this practice can contribute to the art of slowing down and reconnecting within. When was the last time you took a deep breath and exhaled slowly? We spend most of our days thoracically, I'm not sure if that's a word, but I'm using it, thoracically breathing, rapid and shallow, rather than from our diaphragm. Tapping into this region of our body allows us to unlock our parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for our rest and digest functions and ultimately determines how much we are able to relax. I'm hoping that you're picking up on a theme by now, but connecting to your breath, connecting to the body, sensualism. You get me? I don't think anyone should ever judge you for needing a moment to breathe. So the next time you do need one, just close your eyes and allow yourself to do that. If you're alone, scream or sing off key. Those are breathwork practices as well. One of my personal favorites is called box breathing or square breathing. So what you want to do is inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, 2, 3, 4, and rest for 4, 3, 4. And you can repeat this practice as many times as you see fit. And the same thing goes for twerking. Twerking and movement in general are cultural expressions of empowerment and freedom. Melanated folks across the diaspora have been using rhythmic and somatic practices to release negative energy and regulate their nervous systems for centuries. In addition to that, there are so many benefits: strengthening your lower back with practice and increasing your heart health and dopamine levels. I encourage all types of movement all the time. Tapping, stretching, wiggling, shaking. Any form of it can help expel any of that pent-up energy you have to help you get out of your head and back into your body. Beginning to lose daylight, so I'm going to wrap this up here, but I am sending you all the luck and love in the world on your way back home to your sensual self. Take the pressure off of feeling like it needs to be really extensive or detailed for it to be an effective practice, and know that even the smallest of ways and the smallest of actions can help get you there. Remember to like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their mama to tell their grandma to tell their papi to tell their boyfriend, and I will see you around the globe somewhere soon. Be kind to yourself. Ciao.